So a lot of med spas are struggling to scale revenue, and the number one way that you're going to be able to grow is if you're taking a data-driven approach. In this case study, we're going to show you exactly how we did it for one brand called Body Tonic, how we were able to scale them from 30K a month to over 200K a month using multiple different channels, what we call our multi-channel marketing strategy, to be able to diversify the marketing traffic, but the revenue that's coming in for the business. So let me share with you guys my screen and I'll walk you guys through it. So right here, you can see the instant results that we got for the client. 8x average ROAS, a 54% site engagement rate, 4x digital booking to return rate, which means that for every time the customer came, we got them back 4 times to come back, which is the cheapest way that you're going to acquire customers. Why keep trying to acquire new customers when you can get that same customer to come back every single time? And we also got 100K reach on organic, which is insane to get just across organic these days. So let's show you exactly how we did it. So this is the new website that we built for Body Tonic. You can see a really nice, modern, clean look and feel. The importance to design is a big factor for conversion rates, especially as you're targeting these high ticket clientele. These people are not spending, $100 or $200. They're typically going to be coming and spending thousands of dollars across multiple times that they're visiting with you. So the way that you communicate your brand's know-how, why, and the aesthetic of the brand will make a huge impact in terms of your conversion rates and also the market qualified leads, the quality of the customers that you're acquiring. So let's dive deeper. Here you can see just how we look at landing page copy. We go into in-depth parts of every section and really look at dissecting what are the key consumer pain points that they're having and making sure that we're addressing it. Then we go into the market overview of each of the different offers or solutions that the spa or a healthcare provider is going to be talking about. So in this scenario, we're looking at the Cartessa Virtue RF. We're going to break down every one of the benefits and how does that matter for the customer? How are we going to drive home that this is going to change the way that they look at themselves? So the market overview will be attached with the landing page copy and allows us to provide context. The next step is the actual breakdown of the sitemap, where we look at every single page and how they all will communicate with each other, whether that's internal linking or talking about each of the solutions that are going to help the consumer. So in this scenario, we're talking about the laser treatments, all of the sub pages. Then we're talking about body treatments and injectables, and of course the facials. When people are going to go between these pages, we want to have really good internal links, so we're maximizing SEO and at the same time giving the best user experience to the clients visiting. Next, I want to talk about SEO. And SEO is just as important as you build the website, making sure that you're providing proper context and adding keywords, internal linking, backlinking, and building a good user experience to maximize conversions. So here you can see how we look at competitors and we try to really dissect what are they doing, what are keywords that they're going after, and what are the value propositions that they're promoting. We use that to reverse engineer how your brand is going to stand out. In this scenario with Body Tonic, we looked at what are the keywords that the competitors are using here, you can see. And then we looked at the top pages that they're driving, the total amount of organic traffic per page using some of our SEO tools that we can reverse engineer site traffic from. We can then see what are the keyword traffic that they're currently driving. For example, in Jawline PDO threads, we can see about 5,000 people are searching for that every single month. And that's not even including mobile. So we're typically looking at double that traffic. We can see the referring domains, we can see their estimated monthly search traffic, and that allows us to paint a picture of what are the keywords we want to go after, how competitive are those keywords, and really looking at low-hanging fruit. Basically, hanging fruit would be keywords that we can see an instant result from within 3 to 6 months from. Next, we can also see really delving deep into what are their social graphs being where are they placed online and how are consumers reaching out to them and finding them. So again, we really want to dominate. That's the whole point of what we do. We're not here to just take a competitive approach. We want to dominate every single opportunity across SEO to maximize lead volume. The next you can see here is a breakdown of the content writing calendar that goes in depth into what are the topics we want to talk about across SEO, what are the keywords that we want to rank for, and how do we tell, again, that customer journey story for our clients that are visiting the website. So we'll start with them on top of the funnel. You can see here, for example, hydrofacial for acne. We focus on what is the overview of hydrofacial, how does that cause acne, how acne starts and how hydrofacial can help, focusing on problem and agitate, just a form of convincing a consumer to at least get in touch. Next is basically just a piggyback of the content writing calendar, where we determine what are the title, meta tags, the descriptions that we want to write, and allows us to focus on driving that traffic the moment someone sees it and communicating that back to Google. As we build those SEO pages, we want to make sure that we properly understand each product. Again, its value proposition, the descriptions, how long it takes, what is the price point, and that interlinking of properly communicating the value proposition will make a huge difference in the amount of traffic we can drive from top of funnel down to the bottom of funnel, which is where they're actually going to convert. And now if we look at the actual impact, we can see that we've driven over 22,000 traffic across 3 to 4 months on just their business profile interactions, just across local SEO. This includes calls, bookings, direction clicks, website clicks. And by the way, this doesn't even include the national SEO traffic that we've driven, which is going to triple the amount of interactions that you're seeing here. How does that impact the brand overall? Well, we can see that just from Google search for local SEO, we've driven 74% with 7,000 per month, 14%, 1,400 coming from desktop. Google Maps, you can see on mobile and desktop as well. And here gives you an idea of some of those keywords that people are searching, which is super high intent, which you can see it just Botox near me, med spa near me, microneedling, cool sculpting, and EMS sculpt. So we really dominated the top intent searchers that these clients are searching for. Here we're looking at the email nurture sequence, which starts with the top of funnel, people that have just heard about us, they're interested, they want to get to know us a little bit better. So what we do is we try to educate them at this step, educate them about us and why they should come to us. The middle of funnel is where we start to give an initial offer, whether that's a consultation, to get them to come in and get into one of our services. At the bottom of funnel is where we drive that conversion, whether they've already shown intent by filling out a form. We want to drive that conversion for them to come in, make sure that they're showing up, make sure that if they have any questions, we can address that. But also bottom of funnel is how we get them to come back. So now that we've had them in, what are the email drips we want to have to make sure that they're coming back into it? And so this is how we build email marketing automation. For example, with Body Tonic, we focused on the welcome flow if they filled out a form. You can see multiple different automations and sequences that we set up in Klaviyo. If they do a book and checkout, we have an abandonment flow to get them back if they haven't, let's say, filled out all of the stages. I won't go through all of this, but it allows you to see how we look ahead of time, at least 3 months ahead, when a client comes in, and we can tell the right client story. And of course, we can't talk about our case study if it doesn't even include paid media, because paid media is a huge part of what we do here. We really scale brands through paid media. We're a data-driven approach to marketing agency. We want to dominate for you. We know the impact that paid media can make. And so for Body Tonic, we took a UGC approach, which we really focus on creating the scripts for you and shooting it, or your team can do it as well. In this scenario, we helped create those scripts. You can see the UGCs. These clients are coming in for this treatment. And if you're the consumer, you want to put yourself in this person's shoes and say, how does it feel like to be that consumer? How does it feel like to be in the clinic and the treatment that I'm going to get? And what are the end results? End result is super big when it comes to driving top of funnel paid media traffic, because they want to know instantly what are the results. So before and afters is a big part. You can see here before lip fillers and after lip fillers. So the consumer can instantly understand what are the impacts that your brand's going to make for them. You can see we tried multiple different types of graphic designs and even more before and afters, because that's what consumers care about. What does it feel like if I came in? What are the results that I should expect? Here you can actually see the impact that we drove. For every day that we spent $148 roughly, we were able to get 9 leads, which is insane. Now, of course, not all of these are going to be super high intent, but that's why we have the email drips. That's why we have SEO. That's why we have retargeting. This allows us to drive as many qualified lead opportunities, even the ones that are not fully qualified, from the awareness stage all the way down to the consideration and purchase stage, which is where they come for a session, and you work them back through multiple drips and sequences again. All right, well, that's our case study with Body Tonic. It really goes into how important it is to focus on data, how important it is to plan ahead of time, and focus on taking a pragmatic, contextual approach to your marketing on every single marketing channel, because it can really make a huge difference. A lot of marketing agencies these days are very cookie cutter. They don't really know what they're doing, especially for med spas. So if you want an agency that is data driven, that is going to focus on driving the bottom dollar for you, get in touch with Brenton Way and let's show you how we can do it for you. Thanks.